Hey guys, this is my review for the movie Fall. Fall is the 2022 survival thriller directed by Scott Mann. So just want to get into some technical details. Cinematographer was just McGregor. It was directed by, cinematography was by Conor McGregor. Main cast is Grace Carolyn Curry as Becky. Grace Carolyn Curry was also in Shazam, those two films. Virginia Gardner as Hunter, haven't seen her before. And then they got Jeffrey Dean Morgan to fill in as a supporting role. So this was shot on Arri Alexa mini cameras. And then filming location. So yeah, principal photography took place in the Mojave Desert so they actually built a real 100-foot tower constructed on top of a mountain to simulate that 2,000-foot structure. And yeah, it was, even though when they have those straight down shots, they have CGI, you just can't tell. So anytime they have like a drone shot, basically, maybe they have some CGI masking for the bottom, but it was like straight up, they were actually on top of a thing. So I'm really impressed that they didn't use digital sets or green screens for this one. And yeah, no, those two girls, they did their own stunts. That was really impressive. And this is what I call the $3 million film. So just like Memento and Whiplash, this is $3 million and then grossing $21 million worldwide. Basically, yeah, I mean, that's a successful film. The lower your budget, the easier it is to make, $20 million. I'm always impressed with these films that are basically like, we're trapped in this. So there's like one that's like, characters trapped like at the bottom of a pool, characters trapped in an elevator, characters trapped, pretty much anywhere. And it's just like, what else is new? And so like they're stuck on top of this huge antenna. And basically there's like this ladder. So it's pretty easy climb compared to a mountain. At the beginning of the film, they're climbing this mountain and the boyfriend dies. But then, so she's like super depressed and they kind of like over dramatize it with, just all the, kind of tropey hallmarks of being depressed with like, just she's drinking in a bar alone. And then her friend finally comes back into the picture and says, hey, I got this next climb, it's this antenna tower. And she's like, this is gonna help you recover after the death and you can spread the ashes on top. And so it's a pretty easy climb because there's the ladder, but the ladder at the very top section breaks. And I'm always thinking like, so that couldn't they just hug the pole on their way down or like get a rope around the pole? But I guess it was too smooth. Yeah, it was kind of one of those very visceral things. And I was just so impressed that they didn't use green screens or any digital like volume type of production. Another thing that was really impressive is that apparently they dropped too many F-bombs. So there's a new AI technology that can actually like re-edit your lips to kind of say freaking. And basically, so it's not just like dubbing, they actually have, the AI is actually changing the lips to kind of give it that PG-13 rating. Something you really want to think about. I'm actually thinking about the same thing as I need to edit out some F-bombs for my feature film. I highly recommend this film. This film was just so much fun. And it's kind of one of those films, like there's a lot of like Oscar films I need to watch, but I just kind of went out of my way to just buy this for $5 and just check out like a really just fun film. Yeah, $3 million. It's another one of those like, this is kind of like, if you're trying to become a director, it is kind of like one of these easier films to do of like characters are trapped here, characters are trapped there. And obviously they had like a bunch of production challenges. They had like a bunch of flying ants. They built their like 100-foot antenna set on top of like this ant nest, and like you see all the ants in the shot. And then the weather, there was like this 60-degree winds, and they were worried about, they can't film if there's too much wind because it could push the actors over. All right, spoiler section. So there's a major twist towards the end, and it's basically they drop the cell phone with the first time with the shoe, and they're like, oh, well, we should just do that again. Give me your other shoe. She's like, I can't give you my other shoe. Don't you remember? I actually died down there. And originally I didn't really like that writing, but then I came to appreciate it later. They thought they can like post something to Instagram or send a text message, and if they drop basically the phone to the very bottom of the antenna. They'll get reception as the phone drops. But the first time they do it, the phone just completely shatters. So she's like, give me your other shoe. I think I can better pad it. But it's kind of like a trope. And I originally was like, oh, that's kind of like tropey that, oh, she was, dead this entire time. But I love that when she does, she goes back down to that antenna area, and it's so that she can get the other shoe, and she does. And then this is my favorite part. She takes the shoe and she puts it into the stomach of her best friend, and her stomach is open because the vultures are eating at it. And then she just pushes the body off the antenna. And I remember like there's a scene where like and then they kind of like cut out like the entire rescue sequence. That probably saved a lot of money. And so Jeffrey Dean Morgan just arrives and then sees this body bag. I'm just like, that body would have been just completely decimated. There would have just been blood and guts all over. But I like that. I mean, it was just like a striking visual. And she's also kind of moving on from her friend, and also her friend betrayed her by sleeping with her boyfriend, and that was kind of one of the things in the film. Another person caught that the arm around her Hunter at the very beginning was a tan arm, just like the boyfriend. All right, guys, that's my review of Fall. I love this movie. If you're on the fence, please go check it out, and I'll see you guys in the next review.